9:40 p.m. present day. Octavian sat in his home office staring at his glass of wine. He looked at the clock on the mantel. 20 minutes until Bathory was supposed to arrive with his so-called proof. When the nobles had read the bastard's message, all hell had broken loose. "I'm innocent. Octavian Drake is guilty," he told them. "I will have proof shortly. Grant me sanctuary, and I will bring it to the council within the hour." Despite David Bathory coming from such a lesser bloodline, the other nobles' uneasiness for the situation continued to multiply. On the advice of Darius, he excused himself to allow the council members to freely discuss the text. He was king of the Morvicti. He had been since Roxana had gone below ground in 2001. When she was above, his grandmother had known and kept his secret. God, how he could use her counsel now. He would stake Bathory, the Ripper, or anyone else who had anything to do with the attack on the Morvicti or had tried to harm his children. Besides his grandmother, only 4 others had known his secret. Now that Rom was dead, only 3 above ground knew of Austin and Angelique, Belisarius, Gita, and Darius, who wasn't a Drake, but had married Rom's daughter, Ophelia. Octavian's duty as the head of the council demanded that he find those responsible for the murders of immortals and bring them to justice. But foremost, as a father, his heart compelled him to get to his children. From the shadows, he had never stopped protecting his son and daughter. Austin and Angelique reminded him of his beloved Catherine to this very day. He held the 2 empty frames that his servants had retrieved from Murphy Street. No doubt that Bathory was involved in the breach, likely using the Ripper as his weapon. The picture of Austin and Angelique was gone, as was the one of Catherine. Is this Bathory's proof? He curled his hands into fist. "I'm done waiting. I need to talk to Belisarius and Darius alone." Heading to the library and recalling all that had transpired this night, he brought out his mobile phone and dialed his cousin. Belisarius had informed him of the car chase with Austin and Angelique at White's Robe. Gita's last message had been she expected his children to return to Dr. Wilson's home. He had rung her several times, but there had been no answer. Not an unusual occurrence, since she always had to find a private moment to return calls, but knowing that didn't ease his mind. "I'm walking into your estate now," Belisarius said. "Lady Turelek and her sister's bodies have been transported to their bloodline sanctuary. Go to my office. Darius and I will meet you there shortly." He clicked off the phone. As he got closer to the library, he could hear the nobles still discussing Bathory. "Why should we believe a lowborn like David Bathory?" Lady Savan asked. "We should not," Darius answered. "All our bloodlines have sworn allegiance to Octavian Drake. He is our king." "That is true," Duke Marvaux said.
"But if by some small chance there is some evidence that will aid us in finding the Reaper, as leaders of each of our noble bloodlines, it is our responsibility to hear it."
Octavian walked into the library with his head held high. "My accuser has not arrived with his alleged proof. I'm not surprised. He is the evildoer, the weed in our garden." He turned to Darius. "Duke Vale, if you would be so kind to afford me a private moment." "Your will is my duty, your majesty, always." The other nobles echoed the ancient words, but Octavian knew that it was within the Imperial Morvicti Council's power to remove him as had been done to his ancestor Astaroth centuries ago. Despots only ruled for a brief time, but so did the weak. He and Darius returned to his office and found Belisarius. "Have a seat, please." They did. He remained standing. "I summoned you both here, my most trusted friends, to let you know I am abdicating the throne. I cannot live a single second without protecting my children. Our law demands I shun them. I cannot. I will not. If Bathory has any proof, I must get them away from here now. The Orthodox will want my children's heads. Belisarius, you are the next in line." "Don't be rash, Octavian," Darius said. "We don't know Bathory has proof. It's likely just another ploy by the bastard. I am done waiting. This entire day I've continued serving as your king, when inside I was dying. My brother is dead at the hands of the Ripper. Why he spared my son I do not know, but I will not stop until Austin and Angelique are safe." "Your Majesty, Bathory hasn't even shown," Belisarius said. "Look at the time." He glanced at the clock and realized the traitor's timetable to arrive had passed. "You can't abdicate, Octavian," Darius said. "Your grandmother has only been gone since 2001. Monarchies can change more frequently than that." "Human monarchies. For you to step down so soon after your coronation would create distrust in the Morvicti crown. We need stability in our leadership. This could mean war between the bloodlines." "But they are my blood, Darius.
I can't leave them unprotected.
I agree, my friend. Belisarius and I will handle things here. Go to your children. Make sure they are safe. But you will remain our king, not just for our people or for yourself, but for your children. 9:35 p.m. Angelique quietly followed Austin to Dr. Wilson's front door. They'd switched weapons before getting out of the car. They tried to call the doc several times on the way over, but no one ever answered. Had the laboratory's intruder returned? Austin turned the handle silently. It wasn't locked. He peered inside and motioned for her to follow. Without a sound, they stepped into the building. She spotted 2 packages on the floor near the door. Ripper packages? Was the killer here? Had he brought Michael with him? A door was ajar to their left. Austin pointed to a figure at the end of the dark hallway. She turned, realizing Gita was stretched out on the floor. She's dead. Oh, God, no. Where's Dr. Wilson? Please let him be alive. As Angelique headed down the hallway, every shadow appeared ready to jump out and grab her. She knelt down next to Gita. The woman's eyes were glassy, but suddenly she saw her lips quiver. She's not dead, Angelique whispered. She just took a shallow breath. Once again, Austin placed his fingers to her neck. No pulse, he said quietly. She checked for herself. He was right, no pulse. Then she felt a single beat on the tips of her fingers. I felt something, Austin. She counted to 60, but another beat never followed. I guess I was wrong. Gita was dead. Listen. Austin pointed to the ceiling. She held her breath, focusing her attention on the upper floors. She heard footsteps. Someone's in the lab. He nodded. We'll use the stairs. Stay behind me. She nodded. They were in sync, like when they were young. He led the way, and she followed a few steps behind. Even though she was terrified, being with her brother gave her the courage she needed. Light shone through the bottom of the lab's door. They no longer heard footsteps. Austin carefully opened the door. They walked into the lab. It looked empty. A moan startled her. Doc was tied up on the floor, duct tape covering his mouth. Austin, it's Dr. Wilson. Instinctively, she bolted to him. Stop! Austin yelled, but it was too late. As she knelt down beside Dr. Wilson, a man leapt from behind a cabinet and grabbed her, knocking the Glock out of her hand and placing the barrel of his gun to her head. So we finally meet, Mr. McCord, the intruder said, squeezing her tighter into his body. I wish it could have been under better circumstances, but these are dangerous times, as we all know. Austin glared, keeping the M4 assault rifle aimed at the man. So you're the Ripper? The stranger tightened his grip, hurting her ribs. It was becoming difficult to breathe. When he spoke again, his voice dripped with pure venom. No, I'm not the Ripper. Am I supposed to know you? No, but I know you. The intruder's cologne had a spicy, sweet aroma that filled her nostrils, causing her stomach to lurch. I've seen your image on 100 feeds around the city. You're here because of the APW. Austin's eyes locked on hers. The silent message was clear. Stay strong. Don't give up. Not exactly, though I'm the one who got that issued. Nice work by me, I might add. The man laughed. Drop the gun, Austin, or your sister dies here and now. Okay, Austin said, slightly lowering his weapon. Now, sis. She shoved her elbow as hard as she could into the man's gut. His hold faltered, and she broke free, falling to the ground. The man aimed his gun at her, choking out the words, half-blood, bitch. Austin fired his weapon, taking the attacker out. She ran to Dr. Wilson and gently removed the tape over his mouth. Are you okay? I'm fine. I just wanted to warn you, but I almost got you killed. Austin bent down over the stranger. He took several shots to the chest. No one could survive that many bullets. Dr. Wilson stood. I need to get to Gita. She was hurt. Angelique grabbed his hand. I'm so sorry, Thomas. She didn't make it. He closed his eyes and wept. It's my fault. Oh, God, why did I leave her? She wrapped her arms around him as his grief overtook him. Tears welled in her eyes. Gita was gone. Michael was still the prisoner of the Ripper. When will this nightmare end? Please, God, let Michael still be alive. Austin lifted the gun from their attacker. He reached into the man's coat, pulling out a wallet. Notably, still shaken and trying to compose himself, Dr. Wilson opened his eyes and pulled out his pipe, which had somehow survived the attack. Who is he, Austin? Damn. What's the matter? She asked. This guy is Directorate of Information for the Metropolitan Police Service. Says here his name is David Bell, but who knows if that's his real name. I always wondered if there were any corrupt policemen in London. Now I know. Do you think Bell is the one who broke into your lab earlier, Doc? Austin asked. Perhaps, but I'm afraid Mr. Bell will not be the last to come to silence us. He is just one pawn in the game. We still don't know where Commissioner Poole is. There are likely other players we've yet to uncover. When those expecting Bell to report back to them realize he's not coming, they will send someone else to find out why. He tied you up and was waiting for us to return, Austin said. He wasn't in a big hurry. I'm guessing we have a couple hours before another like him shows up. That's a logical assumption, Dr. Wilson sighed. My poor Gita is dead at the hands of this bastard. And now he's dead. We can't ask him any questions. We can't call the police. What do we do now? 2 hours is not much time. Do you think Bell could be the Ripper? She asked, her anxiety growing. Maybe he was lying. I don't believe he was, my dear. I agree, Austin said. The killer has never deviated from how he communicates with us, messages and packages only. The Ripper has made it clear that he wants me to prove my work. We have 3 packages, Doc, and Angelique and I saw 2 more by your front door. I can explain. While you went to the parking garage, I went to Henrique Street. That's where Elizabeth Stride, the Ripper's 3rd victim in 1888, was found. Then I went to Mitre Square. That's where his 4th victim, Catherine Eddowes, lost her life. As expected, there was a box at each location. Once again, Dr. Wilson closed his eyes. When I left this evening, I didn't let Gita know. I was so caught up in the excitement. The Ripper was going to give me the proof I have been searching for my entire career. Now my poor Gita is dead because of me. It's my fault. Tears ran from the corners of the old man's eyes. Angelique put her arm around his shoulder. Bell is the one who killed her, not you. We're doing the best we can fighting an invisible enemy. They are invisible, aren't they? Dr. Wilson shook his head. I'm afraid the vastness of this conspiracy is broader than any of us imagined. Poole is Commissioner of the City of London Police. He pointed at Bell's body. This man held a high position at the Met. They've got the law on their side, Austin added. That's most definite. Dr. Wilson rubbed his chin. What else do we know? One of our notes from the killer mentioned a group called the Morvicti, she said. Have you heard of them? No, I haven't. There are those who don't want your hypothesis about the unknown hominids to go public. I believe they are likely the Morvicti the Ripper mentioned, Angelique said, thinking about the killer's last letter to her. And the Ripper seems like he wants the exact opposite of the Morvicti. He is pushing hard to get your work proven fast. The Ripper wants to start some kind of new world with me. What does that mean? The Ripper is insane, sis. That's what it means. When we open the Ripper's packages and run my test on the contents, I think we'll get most of our answers concerning the man. We have the foot of a duchess in one of the packages, Angelique said, and the ear of Walt Turner in the other. A duchess? Interesting. And we already know that Walt Turner held a powerful position at one of the largest global banks in the world. Dr. Wilson tapped his fingers on the table next to him. Nancy Black, the first victim of the Ripper, was a powerful member of Parliament. Gail Simmons, his second, was a popular actress. What are you thinking, Doc? Austin asked. Do you believe the Ripper is fighting this conspiracy too? All of his victims have been very important people. He's insane, but at the same time very clever. Police, finances, politics, entertainment, and only God knows what else. There's definitely some kind of connection. I believe the Ripper knows more about the forces we've been dealing with than we do. I need to run my test on the samples in the boxes. Let me run a sweep of the house and make sure Bell was alone. Austin headed down the stairs. Angelique wanted to help solve this mystery. She thought of the innocent people who had already fallen victim to the conspiracy, but the largest part of her wondered if any of this would help them find Michael. Thanks for watching Morvicti Blood, Episode 22, The King's Dilemma. I hope you'll like and share and subscribe and hit the notification bell. New episodes are dropping every Monday and Friday. But if you want more now and haven't watched the full 8-part sequel, Morvicti Execution, it's already live. Start there to witness the betrayal that set everything in motion. Want to read ahead and uncover secrets not yet shown on screen? The full novel, Morvicti Blood, is available now on Amazon. You'll find the link in the description if you dare. I hope you'll leave a comment. What do you think? What creeped you out? Who do you think survives? I'm going to read every comment, and I'm going to try to answer every comment or question that you have. For early access, bonus episodes, and forbidden lore, join our inner circle, Bloodbound, at patreon.com/Lee Swift. Until next time, keep your lights on, stay quiet, and whatever you do, don't answer the knock at your door.